Welcome to the Medicine Show, where artists meet entrepreneurs and stories are told.
You know, I walk through life searching for story and being open to the story that's searching for me. I am so glad I got to meet Shannon because her story has made me want to do some things different in my life already just from us digging and mining for it. And it goes a little like this. You know, do you remember being little? Standing with the adult that loves you, whether it's a grandma, grandpa, a mama, a daddy, an aunt, an uncle, or maybe a big brother or a big sister. And you watched everything they did. Well, driving through Baltimore, because she is Baltimore homegrown, she was with her mother. And her mother would stop at a light, and if it was raining, she might roll down that window and hand somebody an umbrella who came up to the car. If she was rolling to another light, someone looked a little bit hungry, she would roll down that window and give them a bag of chips. It's Baltimore, so you know they had to be Utz chips. But maybe she'd roll up at another light and she'd actually give someone some money. And she would turn to her baby girl and she would say, "We are blessed, so we bless. We do not judge what people will do with what we give them. That's not what we are called to do. We are called to give." And looking up at her mother, those words became etched on her heart. And as she grew up to be a lady that had that heart with those words on it, they were like seeds. And all the years that she was growing up, they were taking root, and it was fertile ground in that heart. To grow into something that could be big enough for other folks to feel safe to reside in. She was a social worker, and she was working with families. It was Thanksgiving, and they were delivering packages. And she was one of the deliverers, and she loved doing it because she loved to get out in the field. She loved to be with people. She knocked on a door. All kinds of things can happen at a door. It swung open, and there were 3 children on the ground. Couple playing patty cake, one reading a book. But the woman who opened the door, the lady who opened the door, she was too old to be their mother. So she walked in and she walked into the story of the lives of these people. And of course, when someone's open to your story, you tell them. And that grandmother proceeded to tell Shannon that she didn't know how she was going to give those children a Thanksgiving. Only one child actually was related to her technically. It was her grandchild, because mama and daddy got soaked up into something that brought them down and not in their best self. And she needed to protect that grandchild. And the other 2, well, they needed a home, and this was their home. And she wanted them to have Thanksgiving, and this basket was going to enable them to do it. Well, of course, with that big heart with those words on it, she felt good about it. But when she came back at Christmas, there was another gift for Shannon. The woman said, "Once again, you have saved another holiday for me. These gift cards that you're giving me are going to enable me to actually buy some toys. It's hard to get toys for them. They're young." And that's when she understood what she needed to do. She needed to create an organization called Homebound. And that Homebound organization had to do something. It wanted to help people to lead them, help them to get to where they want to be, which isn't some kind of permanent housing. But in the meantime, there's all kinds of things you need, like a toothbrush and toothpaste. So that's why she has blessing bags drives. She makes these blessing bags and hands them out to people so they have basic toiletries. Well, you know, the one thing is that she knows, she's always around children, and she knows how children need to play. I mean, why do we think that children can't play? And we even have to have a study to show that children need to play. I won't go there. But she's had toy drives where the children can start playing with the toys as soon as they get them. She's had food drives, but it was the clothing drive that made a difference for the next place for her to go with this mission of love. And she told you a little already, but I'll tell you a little bit more. You know, she doesn't just show up somewhere and stand and just watch everybody. She gets right into what everybody is doing. Starts talking to folks, hey, how you doing today? She starts finding out people's story because when you're open that much, people will tell you their story. So she's standing there and she's noticing that man who's got a bag and he's taking the clothes out, ringing them up and put them on the wrought iron fence over there at St. Vincent's right there by the old post office. And so she, of course, walked over because she didn't care where you look like. She don't care where your ancestors come from. If you're a human being, you have dignity, and therefore she will talk to you. And he told her, yeah, rain is a blessing. It's a blessing. Some people complain, but I love the rain. If I put my clothes out in a bag, the rain will wash my clothes. And then St. Vincent, they like all people. It's a good church. I can wring out my clothes and hang them on this rail. It's a good clothesline. He didn't say it wanting pity. He didn't say it with any kind of sorrow. This was what he did, and that was okay. And it hit her. Then it bloomed that seed. What if there was a mobile laundry service for the homeless? Isn't that the next thing that helps preserve the dignity of all human beings, just to have some clean clothes? So easy to take for granted, to be able to have some running water, to be able to have some. Okay, so y'all got it, but the rest of y'all, where were you? Let me try it again. To be able to have some. Oh, now you guys are good. And so that's her project, Loads of Love. Love that her mother fed to her and that she now is trying to feed to other people. And if you got loads of support, let her know.
Yes, give it up for Diane Macklin. Yes, and Shannon Epps, Loads of Love. What an amazing story.